bomba și ați so
No time for all this jibber jabber.
That was odd indeed.
I see for you a future
Even
full of
you
death.
should have seen that coming. But you didn't.
BetBoom showing that they have some life in them. This draft was an interesting one, to be sure. BetBoom giving us all kinds of twists and turns throughout the draft. A last pick Huskar pickup, and yet somehow they might have been outdone by PARIVISION and their twist. A Mars carry and a Drow Ranger mid, Avery.
That's a very interesting switch up, and maybe not one BetBoom 100% expected, but they had to have it in the back of their mind. You pull out this Huskar, you combine it with an Oracle, it's an extremely strong duo, so you have to expect the enemy to try and upset the momentum in any way they can and not just feed into your game plan. You don't want to just send some hero mid that gets destroyed and this duo runs you over in the game. So you still have to respect the team fight these two heroes bring. Anytime you can land the false promise on the Huskar, it's going to be a lot of damage. You're just going to have to take it on somebody, unless you're, forcing these heroes down. So I guess they did go back for this Brewmaster, which we've seen be a huge disruptor, particularly between these two teams in terms of bringing that Oracle into the air, tossing an Axe into the air, tossing a Huskar into the air. Like, you can cause a lot of problems here. This
Purging
arena
off the heals.
Of course, the Purge is super nice. The arena can cause some area control issues as well. So positioning is going to have to be on point here for BetBoom. But I think this draft looks a lot better than game one. They have more play options. They have more ways to scale and take fights as this game progresses, and they're not all in on this laning phase.
Now, I think Effie had a very good suggestion about the Drow Ranger mid, the vantage point facet perhaps being something that could be very potent against the Huskar mid. Unfortunately, we are not going to see that in action in this game. No one's still opting for the sidestep facet where you're able to move during the multi-shot, so won't see exactly that, but I mean, still, Drow Ranger is still a good answer to Huskar in multiple ways, right? Not just the laning phase.
It's a hero that outranges you. It's a hero that kites you in the fight. You can always go for this Ags later, reduce the regen. It's a super nice matchup. It's also a hero that can lane this and not get completely abused. 9 class even going to stick around just to make the level 1 miserable for GPK.
That is annoying. Hey, well, no one's going to start off with early denies.
He's staying around here. I mean, they blocked the bottom wave into the tower, so DM's going to be fine down here 1v2. It's going to shoot out really quickly for this Brewmaster. 9 class can get away with this.
Yeah, there hasn't been a single Radiant creep that has died in this bottom lane yet, so this is entirely unpunished so far. And with the lane pushing in, yeah.
I wonder if their plan is just straight dueling this? I mean, it is something you could do versus Huskar, because in the situation where you end up being dragged into the 2-on-2, it's always worse for the Huskar team. You're now sapping his XP, and this is a hero that needs the solo levels. He wants a one-on-one to abuse an enemy. If I'm Kataomi, I don't want to be here right now. Maybe you feel like you have to. You do not want to, as you're just making GPK's game worse.
Dude, if PARIVISION somehow seems to make a dual lane mids meta again, like, what can't this team do? You're just all over the place. They're setting the meta constantly.
I don't know. If I'm BetBoom, I do not like this lane setup.
Telka needs to toss back. GPK is just going to get mowed down. There was so much more damage in the tank. He died from the first round of multi-shot, and there was still plenty more rounds to go.
They hit the level 2 first. D-ward on the obs from 9 class gives you extra XP on this lane.
The Brewmaster is having a great time. He's going to be playing against Lycan. I can't imagine this lane is a problem whatsoever. Melee on melee.
No, it's
for
fine.
Brewmaster is very rarely bad. So
totally fine for him, especially when he gets haze points up. This is going to be a lot of solo XP for DM. He is loving this. It's like an offlaner's dream. I just get a one-on-one. No pressure. Easy for him.
Our most normal lane has a bit of a hitch to it, but it is the Shadow Shaman Axe lane versus the Undying Mars. Of course, the carry Mars is going to be something a bit unique. Go for the Victory Feast facet, which we've seen that once or twice from some of the off-lane Mars. And I guess it's more fitting for carry.
This hero hits hard if you go with the Deso build-up, something like that. These God's Rebukes hurt. They're going to drop
The tombstone going for all in for the kill on to save, but DeCallis might be the one to die first. Got the spin on him. That's going to be the first death, and save isn't done yet. He managed to get the extra hit onto Satanic, and now Satanic slowed down to a crawl. Miro's just getting constant spins.
Damn. Not an early trade I thought was going to work out for BetBoom up here. And this Undying should be really strong on this lane versus the Axe in particular. It just wore through its HP pool.
Yeah, but they were so focused on hitting a Shadow Shaman that Axe kind of got a free lane.
Well, that whole time, we saw 9 class continuing to harass GBK, who just went jungle. But
Jungling
he's
already?
not jungling anything. He's just walking around, wondering what he's supposed to do with his life right now.
I mean, was there a situation where you were supposed to
Oracle
lane swap? Were you supposed to put the Huskar bottom against the Brewmaster?
There's a couple reasons why there wasn't a good response here. One of them is your 5 is an Oracle, and this is not a hero that could have 1v2'd the Brewmaster with the Lycan unless you stop that wave block from happening.
Right.
It's just not that good at it. I think it was still your better option, but it was not.
Nice call. The Undying. Tons of damage, and with the creep still hitting onto Miro, get one last spin. One more last hit. It's all it takes. It is a trade-off there. Satanic, big damage from that God's Rebuke. More than I expected, that's for sure.
It's not worth it for Miro. He gave up a 3x streak. He's the guy having the best game here. He needs to continue to have a really good game. And he is in a solid position. And he should finish up the Vanguard. He'll come back to lane full HP with the Vanguard. Pretty scary for this double melee lane to continue to play into, but BetBoom need to continue having this lane go well for them because their mid laner does not exist right now. Well, I guess it's Kataomi.
Yeah, it's Kataomi.
He's doing great.
Maybe he'll go an Aghanim's Oracle. We'll sit.
This is, I don't know. It feels like my pub being griefed. I have Jungle Huskar right now.
Okay, what if they were supposed to move their supports around? What if Save was supposed to be helping, at least there would be kill threat on the Rubik when he's playing in the jungle or something?
Oh, you cannot abandon this Axe top.
But you can't now. He's got Vanguard, right?
Still want to play through this guy, though.
Okay.
Like, this is your one winning lane. The Lycan you can leave in a one-on-one. It is a hero that can use the solo XP well. He's not going to get pressured in the brew. This is just rough. This is really rough. And if you die here,
if 9 class catches him,
he's going to die. You just know. I actually backed out.
I can't believe 9 class backed away.
Is this where you're reporting right now? Yeah.
PK for sure.
This is where you had 2 mid laners. One of them has to go jungle.
Yeah, it really does look like Kataomi's griefing him. Support got mad. He right-click followed him into the mid lane. Huskar is now jungling as a result.
He's a very efficient jungler. You don't get bothered. It's not that bad of an economic trade-off.
I mean, Save himself was the one who's pioneering that 4-position Huskar. What was it, 2 years ago?
That's true, yeah.
So
they know how to play like that.
Exactly. Save's probably getting pointers from the off lane where he's still battling it out against the Mars. On for a bit of a dive here. DeCallis is going to join in.
They're bringing 3 heroes for the Oracle mid. Like they had to do something about this.
I mean, how do you kill this guy? Fate's Edict himself.
Invis. There's a sentry down, though.
There he goes. Fate's Edict on the Drow Ranger to disarm him. Nice body blocking by 9 class. Guarantees the kill.
They got the mid Oracle.
They got him.
Got Naomi. You need to up your laning prowess here.
And that means
dodging the ganks properly.
He is now 2 levels down on the mid Drow Ranger. I don't know what Kataomi said, but getting all chatting after that situation is kind of fun.
I'm sure it was something in the vein of, I'm not even a mid. Why are you ganking me? I'm a support player. Yeah.
3-man gank for Oracle?
Yeah, 3-man for 5-position mid. A good move. Shrines Kiss. I honestly think this is an incredibly weird game, but not that bad for BetBoom somehow.
You're going to have to drop the ultimate here. They do have the Oracle. The Fortune's End was not placed onto Kiritich, so
he's going to get control here.
Satanic coming in from behind is going to catch him inside the arena. put a fence around the dog, and he has no way out.
Yeah, now it's getting bad. It's one thing to try and survive this laning phase. Yeah, maybe you're okay with the Huskar being a little behind as long as he can jungle, but now he solo died to no one in that jungle.
Yeah,
the deep warding. And you get this Mars rotation straight into the Lycan ult. This early game is just falling apart right now.
But the chances were he was sitting on like 50 HP and he got multi-shotted outside of his range.
He was very low HP. He got brought down very quickly, and now you're just losing tier 1s. Bottom tower going down to this catapult push. Mid tower going down to the drow. There's nobody in this lane. Your only saving grace in this game is the Miro axe. I mean, that is it. This guy is going to have to make something crazy happen.
They're rotating to relieve some of the pressure on the tower.
Warding game has also just been completely towards PARIVISION.
Yeah, it has been uncontested the entire way.
They got another D-ward top. There's one good obs on the map for BetBoom outside of that triangle one, which is his bottom lane. Doesn't see much either. Lost their ward on the gate. The wards from Pari are in great places to scout all the
Heritage, he doesn't have shapeshift, so with no one coming in from behind, bad news. 100 movement speed. He is not going anywhere.
Just wants his fountain. We'll get it.
Well,
quick trip to the fountain. Not the way he wanted to. Just lane destruction. You remember that patch where everyone's playing the Huskar mid and I kept asking why doesn't anybody just dual lane this hero?
Yeah, you did.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
This is why. I don't understand why more people didn't do this, because it completely destroys the entire hero's game plan. You can't duel it back. Even in that scenario, your Huskar ends up being behind XP. Huskar's terrible in these 2-on-2s. He wants an isolated situation. So this was just such a smart game plan. Arch completely ruined this pick. Now you are left scrambling to try and recover this game.
Yeah, the whole game is about to break open if PARIVISION successfully stop Miro from farming up his Blink Dagger, and it's looking like with a 4-man rotation, Satanic catching 2 inside the arena. Bull support's already in trouble. Tatomi's going to be forced away. Not that he even has False Promise. Miro is still a harder kill to get. 10 stick charges and a Vanguard, and almost going for the kill. And Jacalis, they got him. Purifying Flames into the Culling Blade secures the kill.
Oh, they might clean up here.
Meanwhile, coming in through the side with Heritage, they chase down no one. It's a double kill for Miro. They thought they were killing the Axe, but the Axe was killing them.
This is exactly what you needed in this game. Play around the Axe, let him be the brunt. The initial contact, get it to work. Some nice burst damage coming out from this Oracle lets you get those chops. Miro played it beautifully. I mean, he is really fat in this game. You gotta remember, so much of that lane's shenanigans and pressure went into making those other 2 lanes work for Pari, but they gave up this top lane. In essence, that Undying did not work out in the lane phase. This is a really susceptible support duo to Lycan in this game. You have no control for him outside of this arena. He's gonna chomp on the Rubik Undying here. Can't get up some fast utility. Miro Blink Dagger done. Almost 7k net worth on this Axe. He's got some armor stacks. He's cooking here.
Yeah. GPK will just be playing a quieter game, hitting the jungle. Now that he's got Armlet, it'll be a lot more efficient than it was before. So we'll see whether or not, like 10 minutes from now, whether or not he's kind of caught back up to the rest of the course in the game. As Miro is going to be leading the charge at some point. And he needs his Blade Mail for full effectiveness of Axe. Maybe small items, but he does kind of need all 4. Phase Boots, Blink,
Blade Mail's nice in this game for the Drow, plus even the Mars call. Because you're going to have to build physical damage here, Satanic. And if you ever put that Rebuke into the Axe, a lot of reflected damage when you have that Deso done.
For sure.
He has 2 pretty good call targets in this game.
He could have Satanic. His build-up, Phase Boots, Armlet. Considering Blink Dagger or Deso as the next item.
Either first. Depends on when you're trying to align all these.
Here comes the gank on DM. And they have plenty of disables to keep DM from being able to get off the Primal Split. He got halfway through the animation there, but Save really... He maximized the amount of disable time they had there on that kill, I guess.
If only that was the other Croaker for Kirtich, could have stunned him there. But that was the mage with the bubble.
Yeah.
Not the preferred spell. That's there. Another pickoff for the Axe. Hero continues his reign of terror here around the map, and this is dragging the other two cores back in the game. Recovery time for the Huskar. A little extra gold for this Lycan. Gotta continue to abuse these supports while you can.
He already has 9 charges of Code of Blood. Equates to 2.7 armor.
So that's like 3 buffs over 3 patches in Ice Frog territory.
That's like that's equivalent to the Void Spirit's passive when he's like level 20.
Yeah, that's true. That's his entire innate. Or like 3 years of buffs on Sand King. By 2028, he'll have caught up.
You can't say that when the Sand King was just meta.
Yeah, he had his month. See him again in 2 years. Same with Omni Knight. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Omni Knight. Got a solid week.
It'll always amaze me how fast they nerf some of these heroes compared to others. They'll let Pango exist for a year, and they'll be like,
A year?
is he that?
Like
is he that
5
broken?
years.
Yeah, but every year they reevaluate it, you know.
I see.
But within a week, they'll send that omniscience back to the graveyard. Like, get the hell back down there.
Somewhere in Valve headquarters, alarms are going off.
Right there, he did opt for Blink first on this Mars. Tells you that Pari want to get a bit more active in this game. Want more initiation options. And they do have strong combos with the arena. You plant this arena down, throw down a tombstone, steal a spell on Rubik, throw it in, plus Fade Bolt, plus multi-shot. Pretty nasty place for BetBoom to take a fight, particularly if the Lycan gets locked in the cage.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be too aggressive, though. I don't think this is a game where BetBoom are going to run into that until you have BKB on the Huskar. You got to remember, even if this Huskar's game is really bad, he always has the false promise to give him a guaranteed teamfight presence. So this is a game you can play from behind on Huskar because you have the Oracle combo. This is not a, well, we picked Huskar into Ember and we were banking on the lane being a crushing and it didn't work and now we're screwed. There's more to fall back on here. Just your big blade mail. This is where Axe really wants to find something.
From here on out, it should just be hunting season for Miro. Probably looking for kills a bit more actively. We got the 2 supports backing him up, 2 smokes ready to go.
Excellent's already done for save too. He's finding more farm this game, and this is one of the things that I think BetBoom have to step up in this series is you cannot play 2 sacrificial supports against PARIVISION. Your team fight's just going to fall way too far behind. So you need at least one of these guys pushing some waves, getting some farm, scaling up. It will be the Shaman this game, and it's a good one. This instant Hex, super powerful versus the Brewmaster, versus the Mars, who likely won't have BKB or defensive items for a long time. Good jump targets if you can find them around the map.
Calls backs away at the right time here as Miro shows up the lane. Still haven't used that smoke. Push out the top lane, get that going a little bit, and now they smoke away.
Yeah, there's
but
one
Call
place
is
to
sticking
go.
around. He's just got to clear out that wave. This makes it really obvious that Miro is smoking.
Could be read by Pari, but this is going to hit around this tier 1 no matter what. There's limited options of where you're farming on this map right now.
If they're sneaky enough, is no one going to expect his triangle being invaded?
I might just take this support.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to take the Rubik kill.
Easy, quick, more stacks for the Axe here, especially with level 2 dunk going through.
And with Help the Overlord done for the Lycan, any one of these kills can just result into a fast tower push.
Or a fast Roshan.
Or both.
They're trying to get pretty greedy here. They're not even going to go for the kill top.
They're doing 3 things at once. Kills and 2 objectives? That's crazy.
Response from PARIVISION, though, they're just going to give it all up.
Wow.
More stacks for the Axe.
Massive
6
win.
armor. This was a huge swing in this game. That felt too easy. There should have been a contest on one of those things. Sure, you just finished your Brew Radiance.
You have a carry Blink Dagger Mars, rather. Like, surely you want to get a little active with this guy.
That's what I would have thought. I would have thought they would have brought Satanic either into mid for that or a Roche contest if they sniffed it out. Again, why buy the Blink on the Mars here if you're not looking for any action?
Aghanim Scepter
That's
done with
very
the
early.
Drow Ranger is very nice against both the Oracle and the Huskar.
Very early Ags. Definitely do some work in this game.
Start seeing a bit of the build-up of damage, reducing your generation. They're going to need to put together a really sick team fight. It's going to need Arena, Tombstone on the outside, Poncho inside of it. BKB immediately goes out for GPK. He's going to try and chase him down, but Satanic is playing around the walls. Can't hit the spears as a result, and GPK will lose his first life. Heritage tried to hit the backline there. Satanic got a little bit low. Lycan's not sure what to do here. His team is being run down. Who's he going to chase after? They don't want to find it. Tombstone missed the call. Miro, he whiffed that one, immediately has to TP away. PARIVISION now have the advantage as Miro gets his TP canceled, and the Axe activates his blade mail, but will be chopped down by Nightclass, who stole the Culling Blade. They'll get the Oracle as well. It's classic that PARIVISION somehow managed to make this fight work for them, baiting out bad BetBoom initiations.
How do you get Culling Blade, man? Such a weird spell to get. Yep. You even get to chop a hero here if you're Miro. And it all starts with a really nice arena. You force out the BKB super early from the Huskar. Lycan doesn't get a lot done on that back line. No real connection there for Heritage.
But the question for me is, was that BKB forced? He had the Aegis. He could have just been like, okay,
I think he
they
wanted
got
to
me.
deal
I'll
damage.
save the BKB for the second life.
I think felt like he BKBs, he can maybe kill somebody there. Heroes are just too damn tanky.
I mean, especially against the arena wall. It ruins these range heroes if you play around it well enough.
Not the fight they were looking for. And I mean, some of that is you didn't get a clean initiation with this axe. You got initiated upon going into that tier 2 area.
Yeah.
Because this is a lineup you can drop snakes and use the Lycan summons to force action out of Pari. Theory gives you a positional advantage in this game. So when you get caught off guard like that, it hurts you a lot more than normal.
BetBoom, and I would agree with them. I think they still think they have the advantage, and they're going to take Tormentor and dare PARIVISION to interrupt them up. There's good vision in this area. PARIVISION always ahead in the vision game, it feels like.
The warding has been really good for running this tournament.
PARIVISION is going to play for a contest here. Does leave them 10 seconds till Bruce Split is back up. Not going to be here in time for the Tormentor, but might still be able to catch them on the way out as they smoke up, push forward. Mass TPs or gating away from BetBoom. Not going to be caught in this corner of the map, though.
Gate after them.
Yeah. He might, but that means Katomi should see this coming.
Just not going to see him there. Okay.
I guess not. I mean, he's ready to Tumbler Toy down the cliff and does so now.
Successful Tormentor and Bale. Not a fight you wanted to take. That was level 2 Primal Split with that Radiance and the Deso newly done for Satanic there. That's a scary fight. Particularly if you get jumped by the Mars in a bad corner. Also, just trying to get to the Axe BKB would be a huge pickup here for Mira. He's the most farmed hero in the game. We want to make sure this guy is controlling when the fights happen around his item timings. And this is a massive one.
What do you think of Heritage? Second item, Nullifiers. What he was considering, but now he's worked it back to the AC. I was going to say he had Nullifier queued up, and there was not really a PARIVISION. There were no Force Staffs, no Scepters, anything like
committed.
that.
He has the Relic flying.
Oh, he does. Okay, yeah, you're right. So he's going to have this item potentially before PARIVISION have any of the answers.
Yeah, there is
the
nothing to nullify it.
Yeah.
Like, it's too fast for his own good. It is normally an item you will always get on Lycan at some point.
Yeah.
But it does feel a little like he jumped the gun here. That said, you don't know, right? Like, you don't want to go in the next fight, use everything on Lycan, run at this Rubik, and suddenly he had a Ghost Scepter for this fight and you didn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
The early kills, like obviously killing the supports at the start of the fight is fantastic, but also with his facet, it extends the shapeshift duration, so you can play longer team fights as long as you are able to get one or two of those support kills.
And Nullifier should guarantee that. You're looking for the Rubik or Undying here every time. Maybe the Drow, honestly, if you have enough DPS. I don't think he has it right now, but this game goes later. I might be able to get there. There's
Rubik might be a little hard. He's got Blink Dagger. Woke up. BetBoom pushing into this tier 1 tower and will jump anybody who goes to defend it, but nobody from PARIVISION is showing. They are making a mass rotation.
Oh, they want to fight this.
Settling up on the tier 2 right now.
This is a very pivotal fight.
5-man play here from PARIVISION. Tower is taken. And will BetBoom lose a bit of their formation that they've set up? Not expecting PARIVISION.
Oh man, they're so
to be
clumped right now.
They're baiting out
They're
DM right now.
so clumped.
Trying to go for the call. Miro misses again, and now they manage to get the arena with the multi-shot coming in from the side. It's the Shadow Shaman first, and the Lycan stuck inside this fortress. He finally breaks free, but no one's having a free fight so far. Miro chases after him. Hurricane Pike pushes him back. Slowed down by the Undying. Has to pop the BKB. No one's going to deal with the Helm of the Overlord. That's fine. They kill the Shadow Shaman. They got the Oracle.
What about GPK?
And GPK is still in the middle of all this, and they have kited him around entirely. He is left behind. Once again, PARIVISION outmaneuver BetBoom.
They get the jump. So much of this game is dependent on who jumps who between the Mars and the Axe. The Axe jump whiffs, and the Mars jump lands. You cage the Lycan, slow down this whole fight. Was a clutch Hex there from Save, but then nobody can turn around and do the damage. The cores are all split up in this fight. This Huskar just got completely kited. Absolute non-factor there.
Now Kiritich is like, damn, I need a BKB because of this arena wall. If I'm to hope to chase after this Drow Ranger and take her out of the fight every single time, BKB goes a long ways for that, but it just feels like BetBoom are just constantly caught unaware by how much effort PARIVISION puts into their initiations on the fights. The smokes, the wrap all the way around. They attack them from multiple angles. They get where BetBoom are just not expecting them to come from.
Put in the work, it pays off.
It does.
They're definitely making sure all the little things go right for them. And the second that jump happens, you drop Tombstone. There's no counterplay. Like, you can't really sit out of that fight if you're Miro and say, okay, I'm going to let you guys get jump first and look for the counter jump on the Mars. Like, maybe you have enough damage right now, but at the point where the first defensive item comes out for Satanic, you won't. It's going to shift your impetus to jump first even more in this game. We'll keep scaling here, though. I mean, you got to remember how this game started, and the fact that they brought this to a gold lead for themselves. It's not a bad sign at all.
For sure. And as long as, like, Miro, as he said, he keeps scaling up. If he always can answer the Drow Ranger, right? Like, there is almost never a point where the Drow Ranger's like, yeah, the X is not a problem anymore.
It's tougher the more you tank up.
For sure.
I mean, that is the nature of Axe Story. You're always going to be in these games where if you jump the guy and he hits himself on blade mail, you'll probably kill him. If you don't, you get kited out in the fight.
I mean, even just like the Aghanim Scepter, right? Reducing much of the damage the Drow Ranger does. Like, it is going to be, I assume, most of the damage is coming from this Drow. Now, maybe Mars will go crazy with a Deso, like, you know, Daedalus, whatever, build up, and these God's Rebukes will start one-shotting heroes, but I'm expecting most of the damage to be coming from the Drow for much of the game. Uh-oh. In that regard, BetBoom, there's not too much haste required. Keeping this game fine. All their heroes are scaling up. They're getting a Satanic soon on GPK. Kiritich almost has the BKB.
Good out. They have the highest net worth heroes here. That's something. That's improvement.
It is.
This DM Brew will continue to scale, though. You're talking about the damage sources for PARIVISION. He's going to be a big one. Like, he already has AC done. That's a huge item for these other two heroes as well, because now you have Deso and AC going into that fight. The Rebuke to hit, or the Drow arrows to hit. Yeah, you have like some minus armor anti-synergy with the Drow or whatever, but you're not going to proc every hit.
Roche has spawned. Dromi's been chilling in this pit for a while to give them the information.
This Roche will not be as easy as the first.
Yeah.
You have to expect to contest. Even more so, you have to understand that Pari can do it themselves if you play on the wrong part of the map, or you give up a bad pickoff. EKB finished for the Drow Ranger as Satanic done for GPK.
Gonna go in, they immediately are gonna jump on a Satanic.
That's exactly
they
what
have
you
the
want.
damage. Oh, what a save! You call push, pulls out the tombstone. They're trying to get through this tombstone to get after Satanic. Satanic gets a kill. He gets off his ult, and he may have fallen, but he sets up the rest of the team as the Drow Ranger just continues to mow down heroes. Heritage is chasing after 9 Clash here. Can't kill the Drow Ranger easily. It's just taking too damn long to kill 9 Clash. He's got him trapped in a corner. He TPs away with a Solar Crest on him. He is fine. They got Satanic, but it cost them all too much.
The fact he gets into him there just completely ruins the jump. You have to spend so much time bringing this thing down and then kill him afterwards, and the dunk missed. So then he lives another second longer. And all this delays the fight enough that Pari are able to clean up your backline. The Drow Ranger has a free fight because we're not jumping him. Yeah, Dude Call is just ruined that jump. And that is a big concern here if you are BetBoom, because this is supposed to be the fight you're looking for. Call on one of those 2 big damage targets, focus that hero down. You get Lycan units on the Drow. Your Huskar gets bursted. There's no false promise on the Huskar there. That's just a big whiff. Not expecting that much burst damage to come out. Oh, missed execution here for BetBoom as Pari take huge advantage of it with a nice little tombstone counterplay.
Never seen a situation where so clearly execution is just so much better together, and it's like strategy wise, maybe this game too is more even or whatever, but that's a team fight that 1 for 4 very easily could have been a lot closer. Could have been a fight that maybe even BetBoom could win. They get that initial kill quick enough on the Mars. Pulling Blade him down, use that movement speed to just swarm over the Drow Ranger.
Calls in the right spot at the right time, and
big pick though. GPK and Save find DM here with no primal split. Even with all the misses that are coming in, he'll eventually burn out.
Nice little pickup. Had to have lost that Roshan here, but still a lot of game to play.
For sure. And for 70 seconds, that's certainly a window.
Oh yeah, they're going to smoke. They're going to go through the gate, try and look on the other side of the map. Save picking up some momentum here. Gotta remember, this Shaman is still mega farm. He will eventually get to BKB in this game. You want Satanic. You have to be able to chain stun him here. He has BKB.
Runs right into him. Hits him with the Hex first. Now the Shackles. Looks like he's likely to get off BKB, but Call maybe not. Culling Blade him down. Miro,
Perfect
he was
rotation.
pushing in mid, but he made a fast rotation down the lane in order to get to bottom just in time.
A perfect move here. Save calling the shots. This is what this lineup can do really well. Pickoffs around the map with all the chain stun potential. Lycan Wolves to scout out some plays. Push in the other lanes.
Oh, quick telekinesis there from 9 Class. Miro almost caught him out. And we're back to pickoff into tower.
2 towers
Or the BetBoom lineup, yeah.
Both these tier 2s getting sieged right now with the Lycan on the mid lane.
Got the old ancient Ice Shaman. Can't believe 9 Class tried that. Was an idea.
You still have the Culling Blade? Is that what he went for?
I'm gonna guess so.
Either way, it did not work out. And that's going to be another kill into 2 tier 2s, and the gold lead shifting back BetBoom's way. Just like that, they're starting to control this game a bit more. Closing in on that Axe Aghanims. They have their BKBs online. A lot of the fights still come down to whether you get this big false promise off or whether PARIVISION can control the Oracle and save from the Axe jump.
Dave with an invisibility is heading up the top, but nobody to be found there. Did Heritage buy out his shard? I think
He has it.
so.
Wolves are going down the lanes.
Wolves are going down the lanes, and I think PARIVISION's lineup is not very fit to deal with that, right? Like, they don't have very good lane shove.
Not the best we've seen from them. Usually they prioritize it pretty highly, but Drow is cleaning up. They're smoking. They're going to find Miro. That's who you want to spot first.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get an initiation. He's going to be slowed down. No one hits him once. BKB has got to come out from Miro.
No TV, though.
Still false promise. It's still going to be a difficult kill. They give him as much as they can before they blink away. Oh, okay. The false promise, it saves him from damage, so therefore he's still able to blink away.
Yeah, guaranteed blink there.
Very nice idea.
That's a wasted move for PARIVISION. You got to remember, they had Aegis this time. Butterfly done for no one. He's super strong right now. That's why they're looking for that fight. But every time you miss one of these plays, the waves get shoved in by the Lycan.
Yeah. And it's their cores that have to do lane shoving, and you've got such good pickoff on this lineup from BetBoom that it's scary to show like 1 or 2 cores in these lanes trying to deal with the lane.
That's the threat you always want to create with this Shaman off the map. Lycan is a really powerful map control hero. They're abusing it pretty well this game.
Spotted Ducalis.
He's completely alone.
Catch him. Got both his Aghanim's and his shard. Make it even nicer. Solo pickup.
More blood for the axe coat here.
Heritage spotting no one, farming up these ancients, but again, he has Butterfly, he has Aegis. You should not want to trifle with that too much. Not sure why he tried to pick the dragon.
I can guarantee you though that this game looks very different from the others because of the Lycan's presence on these lanes. He is enabling all these moves to happen. He is giving you a lot of space and time on the map. Normally, Pari are pretty good at choking you out, taking away your space, limiting your play options, limiting the routes you can use these smokes to find pickoffs. This Lycan constantly making people show, taking people back to base, threatening supports, so they don't want to show solo on a lane. Has a really big compounding effect here as you go into the mid game. You need this kind of play action versus Pari. You need heroes that can get the lanes out safely so you can make plays on them, as normally they're the ones who abuse you in that area.
Nero's so farmed.
Yeah, he is. He is huge. Looking at Octarine / Refresher here.
Not a Bloodstone.
Oh, AoE anymore.
Yeah, I forgot the AoE.
Yep, they killed the best build in the entirety of Dota 2.
Yeah.
Kantayomi killed by the Tormentor. He's low level though, so 40 seconds is not the worst here.
I guess. A little unnecessary. Now PARIVISION are like, all right, no Oracle. So it means the Huskar isn't nearly as much of a threat, so let's just take a tier 2.
So do you agree with 1 point in bulwark? Opting for stats over leveling this?
I would agree with it in this game. I don't think he's actually getting hit that much where Bulwark is at. What's most of the damage he takes from the axe? Spins and blade mail, right? Okay, Bulwark's not doing anything there. The Lycan's not really looking at you at all. He's looking at everybody else. And then the Huskar, most of the damage is from burning spears, right?
And I'm not saying it's the greatest Bulwark game, but I don't know. I'm just a stats hater. You know, I always have a hard time believing that they generally outweigh some of the points in these spells, even if the effect's minimal.
I mean, Satanic is also a guy who's not going to level up Dragon Slay.
Yeah, that's
Just going to keep that at 1 level. And
always got to look cool as a carry. You got to have some hipster build, you know?
yeah.
And you tell people, I understand this hero. That's why I'm playing it.
Funny, I did think that those stats builds were gone. Like, we had this period of Dota where, like, everybody was leveling up all their abilities because they were all, like, valuable.
Okay, just wait till Phantom Lancer and Anti-Mage come back in the meta. It'll be everyone's favorite patch. Just Anti-Mage, Phantom Lancer every game on your team, leveling stats.
It's really fun.
It's everybody's dream, right?
Bloodthorn. Well,
damage.
The Lycan has a single target fixation. Nullifier, Bloodthorn, like, when he gets on top of somebody, they're very likely to die. And for the Drow Ranger, this is the BKB. Mars.
You have to create
this kill the brew. He can kill the supports very easily.
Pulls just a lot of damage. The Soul Rend. When this thing pops, even if you just casually throw it out on somebody the other cores are going on. A lot of damage for the Huskar.
They can jump on a DMC, take a person down with this Bloodthorn. Instant response, though. The Mars and the Undying both have come in to bail out DM, and he got off his ultimate. They do get a good Shackles here. Satanic taking a lot of damage, finally got off his BKB. God's Rebuke helps keep him alive. GPK will be cut down. No false promise. Katomi's being chased down next. He's going to have to just false promise himself, otherwise he dies, which that's what happens. 3 dead. How many times will BetBoom get baited into the initiation onto one of the tanky frontliners and be utterly countered by PARIVISION?
Just not the guy you want to jump with Tombstone Save behind him. So hard to burst through him. I think if you jump and you retreat, you can try and bait out spells.
Oh my god, they're going straight. They're ending the game.
There's no buyback.
There's nothing to stop them.
Yeah, that is
PARIVISION
the
just
game.
know how to win games, and
Oh my
they do it perfectly in this situation. Hard countered into throne, 36 minutes, and you're now 2-0.
That is a brutal loss. Just when you felt like you were starting to figure out something in the series, you're playing the map with the Lycan push, plus the pick-off potential from the Shaman. I felt like this is one of the